This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, LSMW GL master data upload we completed. Next one is your LTMC GL master data upload. So this LTMC GL master data upload is used until I'll put this is applicable until 1909 versions only. Okay, now remember LTMC will work until 1909 only. After 1909 you have 2020, 21 and then 22 currently. From 20, 21, 22, whoever is showing any project, any experience on these versions, do not talk about LTMC because this is not valid in these versions from 2020 onwards. Okay, these are all the simple mistakes which we may commit when you're talking to somebody. Now, as we are not practicing, we are not doing anything on 1909 version. So what I will do, I'll log into 1909 version. Let me open HANA 1909 version. Okay, this is HANA 1909 version. I'm not sure if there is any company code. Let me check the company code list. For the testing purpose, I will create one GL account in any one company code. Now, let's say now what I'm trying to do is, now my expectation is I do not know in which company code GL accounts are recently created. Now, I cannot go to FS00 and then check in which company GL account is recently created. It's a manual effort, will take a lot of time. So instead, what I am going to do, I am going to validate or I am going to check the data from table level. To verify any table, there is a transaction code called SE16N. You need to open SE16N, go to SE16N, table to verify the GL account. As we know, there are two segments in GL account, chart of account segment, company code segment. For chart of account segment, table is SKA1. For company code level segment, table name is SKB1. First, I wanted to verify if there is any GL account created in any of the companies in the recent time. So what I am going to do, I will look at SKB1 table. I will look at SKB1 table, which is your GL account master company code segment. I do not know the company code because I have not configured any company code in this server. So what I'll do, I'll put, there are different fields for you to filter the data or run the data. I want to run the data based on creation date. I'll go to creation date. I'll select maybe in this month. From this month first until today. From 1st of September till 18th of September, if there are any GL accounts which are created in any of the company codes. I'll click on number of entries. I am able to find there are 6,383 entries. There are 6,000 GL accounts which are created during this time period. So it's fine. Let me try to execute this report. When I'm trying to execute, before executing, point number one, you should always click on number of entries. It is telling you 6,383 records. But when you look at this maximum number of hits, by default, in most of the screens, there will be a number which is prefixed or predefined. There is a number which is predefined. Here it is 500. When you look at the number of entries, it was giving approximately 6,000 record. If you put maximum number of hit as 500, out of 6,000, from first until 500 only displayed. In short, first 500 records only system will display. Let me click on execute. If I click on execute, you are able to see maximum number of hit is only 500. Okay, it is displaying only first 500. What I'll do, I'll remove this 500. I'll remove the number. I'll click on refresh the table. I'll click on refresh. When I refresh the table, it will display the total number of records, which is 6383. Okay, I'll pick any one company code from this where there are less GL accounts created. Company code HO01 GRBC. Okay, I'll take this company code HO01. This is not my company code. What I'll do, I'll put the company code in the table HO01. Let me click on number of entries. There are 417 GL accounts created in this company code. I'll click on execute. I'll click on execute. These are the GL accounts that I am getting. So what I will do, I will open FS00. Before that, let me come out of 2022 version. Let me open another window. I'll go to FS00. I will keep the hierarchy display enabled. Go to settings, click on display accounts in navigation tree, continue, and then I'll reopen the screen FS00. Or this is better, I can also create this. In this company code there is only one GL account, TAR1, so that it will be easy for us to verify. In the table also, I will change the company code to TAR1. I'll execute. No GL account. I'll remove the date range. I'll click on execute. Okay, I think this is created with my ID only, SIR. Okay, fine. So this is asset. Let me verify the account groups here. GL account type, GL account group, and control data TARC. But why this is not showing any account group? No account groups defined. I think somebody deleted the data here. I think it's better I'll go to HO01 only, not HO01. What is that starting from H? H00. Here also same problem. I think some problem in this. Now when you see data like this, this means the account groups in the chart of account have been deleted. Okay, there was a recent server refresh for this 1909 version. That is why you are able to see the data, but you are unable to display because the backend data is deleted as the server got refreshed. I'll go to OBD4. Let me select in which chart of account the account groups are currently created. I see in Tata, these are there. PPL, TVS1 also it is there. Let me select. Now another point you need to understand here is, now my requirement is I know what is the chart of account TVS1, but I do not know what is the company code. I know the chart of account, but I do not know the company code. So what I want to do, I will copy this chart of account. I wanted to find out which company code or what company codes are using this chart of account. For that, what I'll do, I'll go to T001 table. I'll go to a table T001. In this T001, I have different options. I have company code, company name, city, country, currency, language. If I come down, I have chart of account field also here. Let me put this chart of account here. I'll put chart of account. Let me click on number of entries. If I click on number of entries, I am getting one record found. Let me click on execute the data. When I execute, chart of account is TVS1, GL account, sorry, company code is also TVS1. Let me copy this TVS1. I will generate the data for GL account master data at company code level based on SKB1 table. I'll put SKB1 table. I'll pass the company code TVS1. Click on number of entries. There are 24. I'll click on execute. These GL accounts are currently available. Now I will change my company code here also in GL master to TVS1. Okay, in TVS1, I am able to, let's say, asset, bank account. Okay, here I am able to see the data properly. Now in this screen, let us create the GL account master. In this screen, let us create the GL account master. Point number one, what I will do, I will create one GL account master manually to make sure that the GL account master is getting created without any problem manually. Because before you upload anything, you need to make sure when you process the data manually, it is working fine without any error. If there is any problem, if there is any error, when you're creating the data manually, same error, same problem will be repeated when you're trying to upload automatically. Always you need to make sure manual data entry is working fine before you go for automation or before you go for upload process or upload functionality. So I can simply select any one asset group. So what I'll do, I'll copy this GL account. Currently, the GL accounts created in this company code is until 6. I will copy this GL account. Okay. Now I'll create the GL account number as, this is 6. Then I'll create from 11 onwards. I'll create from 11 onwards. I'll put this GL account number as 11. This is balance sheet account. Account group, I'll keep it as AS20, which is asset. Short text, I will put something, let's say this is asset. Yeah, I'll put cash manual. Let me put cash manual even here also. Now if you notice this is your 1909 version. In 1909 version, you are able to find 1, 2, 3, 4 options under GL account type. What is missing here is the cash account. In 1909 version, cash account is not available. From 2020 onwards, you will find cash account as another type for GL account. So I am going to select balance sheet. In control data, INR, and then I'll select line item 001. Create bank interest, let's say G005, G005, G001, anything, and I'll click on save. Now this GL account I am able to create manually without any error. This GL account I am able to create without any error. Now when it comes to GL account creation using LSMW, it is exactly the same process which we did in HANA 2022 version. Whatever the steps, whatever the process we did in 2022, 100% same process, same method we need to follow in 1909 also without any changes. So I'm not creating LSMW in 1909. I am only showing LTMC in 1909. To access LTMC, the same thing. To access LSMW, transaction code is LSMW. To access LTMC, transaction code is LTMC. Okay, to access LTMC, you need to pass the transaction code, or you need to hit the transaction code LTMC. Put LTMC, hit enter on the keyboard. Okay, let me maximize like this. This is your LTMC screen. When you are on the LTMC screen, I want you to remember this screen heading. Okay, I want you to remember this screen heading, which is migrate your data. When you are on the LTMC screen, the screen name or the screen heading is migrate your data. Remember this name. I will relevant or I'll relate this name to S4HANA 2022 version once we are done with this GL creation. In this migrate your data, first we need to create a project. In this LTMC screen, first we need to create a project. In LSMW also we did the same thing. We created a project. Here also same thing, you need to create a project. I am clicking on create. I'll click on create. When I click on create, I am getting a pop-up screen. On this pop-up screen, I will put a name. LTMCGL. Okay, I'm just giving a name as LTMCGL. This is transfer data from file. These are all the standard. We don't make any changes to it. This is always a transfer data from file which we are going to upload. Click on create. Okay, click on create. Now in LSMW, what we did, we created the recording for the screen which we wanted to upload. What we wanted to upload, we wanted to upload GL. For GL, we used GL master creation transaction code FS00, FS01. We did a recording, we prepared a upload file, we filled up the data, we processed further on the LSMW screen. Now here on your LTMC screen, most of the SAP standard transactions for master data creation and a transaction processing are predefined in this screen. When I say this, here you have something called project LTMC created successfully. If I look at this here, this is something called migration object. Migration object is nothing but which functionality you are going to migrate. Migration in the sense the upload, GL upload, customer, vendor, posting, whatsoever. Our intention is to upload GL account master data. Remember, whenever you search, whenever you look for GL account in SAP, GL is always identified based on, not based on this GL, simple GL, it is always identified based on G/L. In SAP, if you want to search GL, you have to always put G/L. I'll put G/L and then I'll click on find or search here. When I click on find or search here, you will find different functionalities whatever are related to GL. On this screen, I can see here stating 3 rows match. It is telling 3 rows match, which means there are 3 type of migration objects related to GL. First one is GL account balances and open line item. First one is GL account balances and open line item. It has got some dependent migration object. Dependent migration object means if you want to migrate this, you must have this migration object or you must have this data predefined. What is required for you to migrate GL account balances? You must require GL account. Second one, historical balance. If I come down, third one, I have something called only GL account. If you see GL, it is always G/L. For GL account, there is no dependent migration object. because GL account, when you're creating, you do not need any other dependent activity. Straight away you can create GL master data. We will have to use this functionality, GL account. You just need to click on this. I'll click on GL account. When I click on GL account, you will get a pop-up. Click on OK. The first time these screens will work a little slower because it will access different things in the backend. Okay, it has displayed. Now here what you can see, you will find an option called upload template, and you will have another option called download template and upload file. First, what you need to do, you need to download the upload template. For LSMW, what we did, we have created a recording based on our relevant requirement. Whatever the field is needed, only those fields we included in our recording in LSMW. When it comes to LTMC, you cannot create your own recording. SAP will provide standard upload template which you need to download. For which you need to click on download template. Let me click on download template. So when I click on download template, it is asking two options, whether I want to open this or I want to save it. I'll click on save. I'll click on save as, so that I'll select the path. I am selecting this document to be saved on my desktop. Now if you see, this is the XML document. Your LTMC is not Excel sheet format. Your LTMC is always XML format. So I will put simply LTMC GL upload. Okay, you can change the file name. I am changing file name to LTMC GL upload on the desktop. I'll click on save. I clicked on save. Now let me go to desktop. If I go to desktop, this is what the file which is now downloaded from the system. Let me double click on this. If I double click on this, this is how I am able to open the file. If I double click, this is how I am able to open the file. Sometimes there will be a problem in opening the file. Sometimes what will happen, when you're trying to open any XML file, it will not get opened. When you're unable to open any XML file, what you need to do is, you need to keep your Excel sheet opened. Any one Excel sheet you keep open like this. Keep any one Excel sheet opened like this, and then drag and drop your XML file into Excel like this. You need to drag and drop drag and drop your XML file into Excel like this. Then your XML file will get opened like this. Okay, sometimes this is quite common. If you are unable to open XML file by default on your Excel sheet, what you need to do, open Excel sheet, drag and drop your XML into Excel, it gets opened automatically. This is the introduction about this. This is your XML format, ignore this. Next one is the field list. This field list is the complete list of the fields in your GL account creation screen. Whenever you are trying to create any GL account, whatever the fields that are applicable, whatever the fields that are available. Okay, in the type description, control data, bank interest, keywords, information whatsoever, all the fields that are available or that are applicable for a GL master creation, all those fields are included in this. All those fields are included in this. Here you can see, if you wanted to understand what are all this, all the fields are applicable here. This is also only for the information purpose. You need to fill up the data from the general data onwards. You need to fill up the data from general data onward. So what I will do, I need to fill up this information. Here, whatever the field is mandatory, you will find a star mark here like this. And this is a protected sheet. You will not be able to make any changes to it. Strictly no addition, no deletion of any format in the file. You just need to update the information related to your company code GL account, but do not alter, do not change anything on the file. You just need to download the template, update your information and then save it. No changes, no modifications in the file format. First one is chart of account. Let me look at the manual GL account which is created. If I go to type description, chart of account is TVS1. What I will do, I will put chart of account as TVS1. Okay, next one is GL account. Which GL account we want to create? So I want to create a GL account which is next one 200012. 11 is what manually created. I will be creating a 12. I'll make the GL account number as 12. Okay, next one is GL account type. If I look at SAP GL account type, here it is balance sheet. You are not supposed to write balance sheet. Before balance sheet there is one identification, single digit identification. For balance sheet it is X. For balance sheet it is X. Sometimes what will happen, you will not be able to see this XY whatsoever. The shortcut or identification code we are unable to see in some cases. What that means is, if I go to this icon here, you have something called customize local layout. If you go to customize local layout, if you go to options, inside the options you will find different settings like this. Here if you open interaction design, inside the interaction design there is something called visualization 1. Inside the visualization 1, if I deactivate under the control show keys within drop down list, if I deactivate this and if I click on apply, if I say OK, now if I open the drop down, I am unable to find those single digit codes. That X whatever was there against balance sheet is now disappearing. Okay, to make it clear, let me switch this. If I go to cash GL manually, I don't find anything here. According to me it is balance sheet account. If I don't understand, I will end up writing a balance sheet account there, which system will not accept. If I try to put balance sheet account in the file, it will not accept, because this is the description of GL account type. GL account type is a single digit identification. If you wanted to know what is the GL account type single digit identification, go to customize local layout on your menu, click on options, go to interaction design heading. In that visualization 1, here you put show keys within drop down and you can sort the data in that drop down. Put these two, click on apply, click on OK. Now when I do this, if I just refresh the GL master, now I can see the 1-digit code, which means the identification enabled. Against balance sheet you will find X here. Against balance sheet there is X. You need to put X here. When you put X, system will understand this is balance sheet account. Okay, next one, PNL statement account type. This is not mandatory. There is no tick mark. So I am not going to update this. Next one is your GL account group. GL account group is again 4-digit alphanumeric identification code. If I do a drop down, this will be under asset. For asset, it is something like AS20, AS20. I am going to update AS20 in this. Whatever the field which is not relevant, You just need to ignore the field, but don't delete the field. Even though you want to delete, it will not allow you to delete. It says that this is a protected sheet. You are strictly not supposed to make any changes in the file format. Okay, fill up whatever is relevant. Anything that is not relevant to you, just ignore it. After that, functional area not relevant, trading partner, group account number, controlling area, cost element, these are all not relevant. Only this information is related or relevant in the first sheet, which I have filled up. Now, when you go to the second sheet, there is something called key data. There is a word that you need to understand, key data or key field. Key data, key field. When you see the key data, key field, if you see this, when I am moving right side, there are certain fields which are not moving. Those two fields are chart of account and GL account. These two are not moving, but other fields are moving, which means these are frozen. These two fields are frozen, which represents these two are key fields in the first sheet. These two fields will be represented in the subsequent sheets also, which means in the first sheet, general data tab, row number 9 is this particular line. In the next sheet also, row number 9 is related to same GL account. You cannot shuffle the sequence. You're not supposed to shuffle the sequence. You have to strictly follow the same sequence, which means the key data like this. Okay, so I'll copy these two key fields. I'll go to the next tab, company code. Here I will put these key fields. Apart from this, here there is one more field, company code. This is also TVS1. Now if you see here, there are three key fields. Here there are three key fields, which means in the next tab, these three key fields will be utilized. So it's all based on the logic. The same logic you need to understand to create LTMC in any system for any object. After this, it is asking account currency. Let me put INR. Balance in local currency only. If I look at manual GL account, control data, account currency is INR, balance in local currency is enabled. Any checkbox you find, if you wanted to tick this, what you need to do on the SAP, you need to put X. If you put X, this will act like checkbox enable. If you leave it blank, checkbox will not be enabled. If you put X, checkbox will be enabled. Next one, exchange rate, valuation, these are all not relevant. Alternative, inflation key, sort key I will put 001. Next one, field status group I will put G001. Post automatically, the others are not mandatory. I am not filling the remaining information. This is what I am filling up. Okay, save this. Next one, I'll go to the third tab. In the third tab, if you see, there are three key fields here: chart of account, GL account, language key. So what I need to copy? I need to copy chart of account, GL account. Copy chart of account, GL account, go to account name, place this here, and after that you put language. In which language you want to maintain the GL description? I want to maintain the GL description in English language. I'll put English language in short text. I'll put cash LTMC. Long text also I will put cash LTMC. This is how I am filling up the data in LTMC. This is how you need to fill up the data for all your GL account, whether it is cash account, bank account, in short, asset, liability, income, expense. You need to fill up all this information. In short, what we will be doing, we will be sending the same file as it is to your client. You will download from SAP. This is the standard SAP upload template for GL master. You will download the template. You will fill up the data for certain samples. You will share it with your client and you will ask them to fill up the data. Okay, now I filled up one GL account master. I'll click on save and I'll close the file. I closed the file. Next one, I will come back to the LTMC screen. I downloaded the file and then I have prepared the file by updating the relevant information related to my company code. Next thing is to upload the file. Whatever the file you downloaded, you need to fill up the file and click on upload. When you click on upload, same thing. Even in LSMW, you selected a file. In LSMW, you selected a flat file. Here you are going to select the XML file. I'll click on desktop. I'll go to date modified. This is the date modified LTMC GL upload. Let me double click on this. Description. I'll put LTMC GL. Any description you can put, any comment you can write for the future reference purpose. I'm not writing anything. I'll click on upload. Okay, now you will get a message, file ltmc.xls successfully uploaded. Once the file is uploaded, next one, it is in the same sequence. You have download template. After downloaded template, you did upload. After upload, you need to do activation. To do the activation, you need to select the file. To select the file, you select this record at the bottom. I'll click on this record. The moment I select this record, the further options are enabled: delete, open, download, and then activate. Our intention is to proceed further. To proceed further, you need to activate this particular file. For the activation, select this, click on activate, because the status is not active. You need to make it active. Click on activate icon. When I click on activate, it is now telling migration status is not started. You have another option called start transfer. Now the file is uploaded, file is activated. Now it is time to start the data transfer, which means the data migration from the file into SAP, for which click on start transfer. Let me click on start transfer. On this pop-up, you click on OK, continue. So it is now reading the file. Okay, activity started. You need to wait until the process completes 100%. Run in background will become grayed out and then close will get enabled. So it will take little time based on the number of records that you have on your file. Okay, 100%. The close is not yet activated. Now run in background is grayed out. Close is enabled. I'll click on close. When I click on close, it is now starting to validate the data. Data validation has started. System is validating the data which is given in the upload file. If you scroll down, you have to look at the nature of message. If it is information, if it is warning, you can ignore straight away. If it is error message, you need to consider what errors you are getting and how do you fix the error. Okay, error can be in your configuration, error can be in your file also. Sometimes we may put data incorrectly, that is an error. Sometimes configuration is not there or settings are not properly maintained. Data is not available in SAP. In that case also you will get error. If you get any information, if you get any warning message, ignore it. Click on next at the bottom. You have an option called next. Click on next. When you click on next, this is something called field mapping. The same setting we also had in LSMW, wherein we were doing auto field mapping. Okay, now here also you need to do the same thing. You need to select all. To do a select all, you need to click on left side to this status. Left side to this status. If I click on this, it will select all the fields. When I click on this, it is going to select all the fields. Once all the fields are selected, you need to click on confirm mapping values. Let me click on this. Now this is going to perform auto field mapping. Similar step we had in LSMW also. Okay. Now, whatever the fields are not mapped, you need to look at it. Okay. Whatever the fields are created, so whatever the fields are mapped are not displaying now. Whatever the fields are not properly mapped are displaying here. What you need to do, you need to click on this particular value. Let me click on this particular value. And this is telling what is the default and what is the customizing. So let me open the drop down. If you open the drop down, you will get a list of controlling areas. This is displaying the controlling areas. For your company code, whatever the controlling area which is created, that one you need to put. This is TVS one. I'll select the same controlling area and I'll click on save. Now the red has become green. System is going to map controlling area to TVS one. Now if you see, everything is disappeared. There are no fields which are to be confirmed. Once everything is done, click on next. Again, we need to wait until this completes to the 100% and the close icon is enabled. Now this is enabled. Click on close icon. Here again we need to verify if there are any error messages or warning information. Warning information can be ignored. Error message, you need to pay attention why the errors are coming. In this case, there are only information which you can ignore. Next one, again click on continue. Same thing, again we need to wait until it completes to the 100% and close icon gets enabled. This is enabled. Now it says all files have been processed, choose finish to complete. Close this. There are no messages, it's only information. Click on finish. When I click on finish, this LTMC process is completed successfully without any error. Now migration status is now updated as finished. Let me go to SAP. If I go to SAP, GL account that we created lastly, manual GL account was 200011. If I just refresh this, okay, if I click on update or refresh, the GL account number 12 to be reflected here. Let me click on refresh. I have updated. If I open the asset group, now you can find cash GL account with LTMC. You can find cash GL account with LTMC. This is the account type X, account group, GL account short text, cash LTMC, control data, balances in local currency, sort key, create bank interest G001. All this information is something which we updated in our upload file, LTMC upload. Whatever we uploaded here, the same data is now uploaded in GL account by way of LTMC. This is how you will migrate the data using LTMC in 1909 version. Until 1909 version, whether you upload GL account, customer account, vendor account, cost center, profit center, account balances, asset, whatsoever, you will find a file same like this with different fields related to that particular screen. In the same way, you need to update the file, upload the file, process the same sequence. Next, wherever you get error messages, fix it. Any warning, ignore it. Any information, ignore it. Continue processing your LTMC in the same sequence. This is your LTMC in 1909 version. One GL account we created. Next one, I will come out of this LTMC now. Okay, I'll log out from 1909 version. I will also close this LTMC screen. Now, next one, I'll log into 2022 version now. To create the GL account in 2022 version, how do we do it? I'll log into my ID. In this, let me try to put LTMC here. In 1909, it is working fine. In 2022 version, if I put LTMC, let me see what will happen. More information. Go to this page. Now it is telling no ticket was received using the header, which means this cannot be accessed in 2022 version. You cannot access LTMC in 2022 version. In short, from 2020, 21, 22, LTMC will not work. Now this LTMC is replaced by a Fiori application called Migrate Your Data. LTMC is replaced with Migrate Your Data Fiori application in S4HANA 2020 onwards. To open Fiori, we all have a link. To open Fiori, we all have a link, or on your SAP logon pad. The moment you come to SAP Easy Access, there is a favorite which is added as SAP Fiori Launchpad. There is a shortcut for SAP Fiori Launchpad. Double click on this SAP Fiori Launchpad. When you open this, this is how you will get a logon screen. Log into SAP Fiori with the same user ID password which we are using. Okay, I'll put same user ID. I'll put my password. Click on logon. First time screen may take little time to load. Okay, when you are using it repeatedly, it will work faster. Okay, this is your Fiori screen. This is the Fiori screen. These are all called as your tiles. Everything is called as a tile. Now from this Fiori list, you need to search. To search from your Fiori list, you will find search icon here on the top right side. Click on this search icon. Okay, you need to search for Migrate Your Data. You need to look for a Fiori tile or Fiori application called Migrate Your Data. Okay, you can even press enter so that it will display the result. It takes a little time and it will display the result. If it is taking more time, what you can do, you can open one more window. To open another window, you just need to click on this first tab. Do a right click on this. You will find an option called duplicate tab. Okay, you will get an option called duplicate tab. Click on duplicate. Okay, just click on wait, and if it is not loading, just make sure the system is working fine and you are able to connect to the server. Okay, if you are able to get the logon page, it will get loaded. Sometimes if the connection is lost to the server, it may take little more time. I'll close this. I'm able to connect. I'll just try to refresh this again. Enter. If it is working fine, it is fine. If it is not working fine, if it is taking a long time, change the browser. If it is taking long time, change your browser. So what I'll do, this is my Internet Explorer. I am closing this Explorer. Okay, I'm closing this browser. Now I'll open my Google Chrome. If it is not working faster, if it is getting stuck in any of your browsers, change your browser. I am now opening my Google Chrome. In the Google Chrome, I have bookmarked S4HANA 1909 Fury screen. This is 2021 Fury screen. This is 2022. The same hyperlink I just added as favorites. Same thing, I'll put my user ID, same password. Okay, so it has loaded little faster here. Let me click on search. Look for migrate your data. So it will take little time to load all the tiles and then search to display the result. When you use one or two times, it will work faster. So same thing, I am going to duplicate the tab. Click on the first tab, click on duplicate. Little patience is needed to work on this test Fury applications, because the internet connection that is used by the server team or the server people is not so fast to access and then display the data very fast. But in your project, this will work at very fast. The moment you start typing MIG, it will start displaying all the tiles starting from MIG. It will be very fast when you're working in any project, but in the test systems, test environment, you cannot expect that speed that fast.
Sir, migrate your data is only working in Fiori application, right? Not GUI.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And sir, how many session can we open in ECC and S4 HANA? 6 or 7, sir, maximum.
In ECC 6, in S4 HANA, you can open more than 6.
More than 6, no? Achha.
Still taking time. Let me try from this browser also. Yeah, here it is displayed now. This is the tile that we were looking for. Migrate your data, migration cockpit. Your LTMC is replaced with migrate your data, migration cockpit. In 1909 also, on your LTMC screen, you are getting the same heading called migrate your data. Same thing you are able to see here. Click on this migrate your data. Okay, in migrate your data, this is how system is displaying. There what we did in LTMC, we created a project. Even in migrate your data, we need to create a project. So what I will do to create a project, there is an option called create here. There is an option called create. Let me click on create. There is an option called create. I'll click on create. Here you will find two options. Point number one, migrate data directly from SAP system. Second one, migrate data using staging tables. You will be selecting staging tables because we will be updating the data based on the staging tables, not directly transferring data from one SAP to another SAP system. So we will not be using the first option. We will be using the second option, migrate data using staging table. Click on this icon, migrate your data using staging table. Once you click this, same thing, it is asking us to give the project name. I will put, what is our company code, BMW. I'll put BMW GL Master. Okay, I'm creating a project called BMW GL Master. After this, just scroll down. This is from local SAP S4HANA database. The other one is remote S4HANA database schema. If I select remote desktop, it is asking me to select another drop down. So I'm not selecting any remote system. I am selecting from local S4HANA database schema. Keep this local one. And if I scroll down, there is an option called step number 2. This is your step number 1, whatever we did. Next one, you have step number 2. Click on step number 2. When I click on step number 2, it is now showing the data related to development project. On the top, you have step number 1, general data, step number 2, development package, step number 3, migration object. You are on the step number 2. It is asking you to select development package. You will always be selecting local package here. Okay, we will always select local package, which is the temporary package automatically allotted by SAP. If you are selecting other package, then you need to check with the technical team ABAP and then basis what is the package name. Normally we don't do it. Next, go to step number 3. When you go to step number 3, same thing, it is displaying different migration object. Same thing we were getting in LTMC, same things you are getting here also. So we are planning to create a GL account. Here I have the search icon. I will be searching based on GL. Wherever you are searching GL, it is to be typed as G/L. GL. I'll click on search. Same thing. There also we were getting 3 line items. Here also you were getting 3. You need to select GL account. There is no dependent activities. There is no preceder. Okay. There is no preceders. I'll click on FI GL account. You want this. If you wanted this, you need to include it in the selected migration object. To include in the selected migration object, pick your object, click on this right arrow mark, move to selected migration object. Okay, in one project you can include several migration objects. Currently I am including only one, which is GL account. I will put this GL account, and if I go down completely, I have another option called review. I have selected GL account. Let me click on review. If I click on review, this is what it is showing. This is the migration object using staging table. BMW is the project name, local object, temporary, and this is the object, migration object, GL account. Click on create project. Let me click on create project. If I click on create project, you have to focus, you have to look at only at your project name. Your project is BMW GL Master. Okay, this is what you need to create. Okay, on this, the status is not started. Select this and you have an arrow mark here. Right side, you have an arrow mark. Migration object 1 means only one upload template or only one object is selected, which is your GL master. Click on this arrow mark. Okay, when you click on this arrow mark, this is how system is displaying the record. Select this one, first one. It will load the data and it will enable the drop down options here. You need to wait until the drop down options are enabled. Okay, now top you will find something called running activities. System is processing certain activities for this. That is why it is showing running activities 2. If you click on this running activities 2, it will tell you what system is it doing. Okay, once I do it, now I am able to get this drop down options enabled. First, what we need to do, we need to download the template. Same thing we did in LTMC also. I don't download directly, I'll open the drop down here. If I open the drop down, you have different options. First thing is to download, next one is to upload. After that, prepare, mapping task, simulate, migrate. Similar terminology, similar functionality, steps, sequence we executed even in LTMC. First thing what I am doing, I am downloading this template. When I click on download, there are two file formats available in Migrate Your Data. One is XML, the other one is CSV format. We don't use a CSV, we always use XML only. Select XML format, click on OK. It is giving a message pop-up blocked. Okay, permission is denied. Click on this icon where you get pop-up blocked. On this pop-up blocked, enable always allow pop-up. Okay, click on continue. Once you do it, you need to download the file once again. Once you do it, you need to download the file once again because earlier permission was denied. Now the pop-up permission is allowed. Okay, now it is telling the file is downloaded. Let me go to download. I will cut the file from this and then I'll go to desktop. I will place the file on desktop. Okay, so this name I'll replace with Migrate Your Data GL upload. Okay, the file name I am selecting as Migrate Your Data GL upload. This is the file. Let me double click on this. Now if you see this, you will find the file exactly similar to what you have seen on LTMC. Enable editing. Same thing, you had introduction there, here also. Field list there and here. General data, there it is the same. Here also it is the same. Same thing. Let me go to one of the GL account which we have created manually. FS00. Our company code is 9PBI. Okay, here we have created one manual GL account, one GL account with LSMW, another one with LSMW upload. This is your recording, this is your manual LSMW. What I'll do, I'll create the next GL account which is 4. Copy the GL account number. I'll put this here, GL account number. We should also put chart of account. Our chart of account is 9BMW. I'll put chart of account 9BMW. You should always prefer typing capital letters instead of small letters. GL account type, we are selecting balance sheet account. For balance sheet account, we are selecting X. I will put X. Okay, so once we understand the functionality about cash account, then we will put cash account. For now, you select balance sheet account. Next one, subtype of a GL account. bank reconciliation account, P&L statement not relevant, GL account group is relevant.
Sir, GL is ending with 4, we should enter, sir.
Yeah, right. So account group is 1210. Correct. This number I need to take S4. Okay. Account group is 1210. Functional area, trading partner. No other information is relevant. This is what I have filled up from the general data. Controlling area data is not relevant. This is required only for cost element related GL account, especially applicable for P&L account. Currently we are not talking about P&L account, we are not talking about cost element. I am ignoring this sheet. Whatever is not applicable, you don't need to fill up this information at all. If you fill, you need to fill completely, otherwise you need to leave completely. Not that half you fill, half you leave it blank. If it is relevant, fill it up. If it is not relevant, leave it. Okay, this is not relevant. I am leaving the complete controlling area data. Next one, company code data. In company code data, key fields are chart of account, GL account, company code. This data I will copy from general data, chart of account, GL account. I'll put this in company code data. Okay, our company code is 9PBI is our company code. Account currency we need INR. Balance in local currency we require, it is yes. Exchange rate, valuation group, tax category, these are not relevant as of now. Sort key I will put 001. Next one, field status group I will put G001. The remaining I am not writing anything. So what I'll do, I'll go to the next one, account name. In account name it is asking chart of account, GL account. So chart of account, GL account is here. Copy this, go to account name, put this here. You want to update the data in English, put English. Short text I will put cash MYD. In short, migrate your data. I'll put cash migrate your data. Okay, this is cash migrate your data. The remaining ones are not relevant as of now. I'm not updating this. Only this information I filled up. Let me save the file and I will click on close. Let's come back to this. Once you come back to this, next activity, next action, it is showing us upload. Download action is completed. Next action that we need to perform is upload the file. So what I'll do, I'll click on this upload file. So here, point number 1, you can drag and drop file here. Point number 2, you can upload file also here. I'll click on upload, desktop, migrate your data, GL upload. This is the file. Once the file is uploaded, you will get the message here. You will get the message here, status, validation scheduled. You need to wait until the data validation completes. It is telling data successfully transferred to staging table. If there are any errors, you need to click on show messages. If you click on show messages, it will tell if there are any errors. You need to click on this error count. If there is any error, it will tell you why the data is not migrated or transferred. What is wrong, what is mistake is it will display. Accordingly, you need to rectify the data. Go back. I'll show all the possible errors in the upcoming sessions. Okay, once this is done, just go back one level. Once the data validation is completed, data transferred to staging table, go back one level. When you go back one level, action will display the next activity. Upload is completed. Now it is showing prepare. Click on prepare. When you click on prepare, it is telling prepare staging table. Just click on prepare staging table here. It will update the data into the staging table, the sequence in which the database has to be uploaded. So here top you will find running activities. Okay, here it will tell whatever is backend happening. So you need to wait until this gets completed and you will get this status updated automatically here. You don't need to refresh. This will get refreshed automatically. Prepare staging table started. You just need to wait until it gets completed. It is telling 5 tables are being updated. Instance means record. Instance means record. There is one record because we are uploading one GL account. If you wanted to see what is happening, you can click on running activities. It will show. Prepare staging tables. And once it is completed, it will automatically become 0. If there are any errors and all, it will display here. Now running activities is 0. Okay, running activities is 0. Automatically it is taking you to mapping task. If there are any error, next to running activities, another file comes, another sheet comes where it will show the error. Now next one is mapping task. Click on mapping task. Same thing, the similar step we got in LTMC also. Here also same thing, select all. Here I'll click on select all and I will be clicking on confirm. In LTMC also we did the same thing. Click on OK. And here make sure 9 tasks are completed, there are no errors. Make sure there are no errors. Once there are no errors, click on confirm. OK. Okay, make sure nothing is appearing on the errors and then click on go back. Once you are on back, next action it is showing us a simulate. Let me click on simulate. Simulate all instances. I'll click on start. Okay, simulation completed. Next one it is giving you the migrate. After simulation it is migrate. Click on migrate. Click on start migration. OK on this pop-up. Now if you look at this, here the status will frequently gets updated. Now it says migration process 100%. Okay, errors are 0, success is 100. It's completed. Next thing, what I'll do, I'll go to GL master. I'm on GL master FS00. Same thing. I'll click on update or the refresh GL master. The last GL account is ending with 3 cache LSMW2. Let me click on this update, and if I open this, I am able to find 4th GL account which is uploaded based on migrate your data application. Based on migrate your data application, the 4th GL account is now created. This is how you will have to use upload functionality of LTMC and migrate your data. Same activities, same steps will have to be executed irrespective of the object that you are uploading, whether it is GL account, cost center, profit center, customer, vendor, asset, balances, anything. The same activities will have to be uploaded. We will be repeating, we will be using the same upload functionality for cost center master, profit center master, your trial balance upload, asset balance upload for everything, so that you will get to know how to use this functionality, what kind of errors we will be getting. If you receive any error, how do you resolve the errors and all, we will be seeing practically in the upcoming sessions. Clear? Huh? So this one you need to practice. No other shortcut for this. Unless and until you practice, you will not have hands-on experience. You will not get the logic concept behind this. These are the topics which will be learned, which will be understood practically only when you practice. Okay, cannot be understood theoretically. You may understand, you may remember points today, but tomorrow you will forget because we have not practiced. Because if your data is wrong or if some other problem is there, you will be receiving different kind of errors. Each and every error whatever we are receiving, we need to understand why error is coming, whether the problem is in your file that you are uploading or problem is with your configuration. If problem is in file, what you need to do? If problem is in configuration, what you need to do? For each and every problem, for each and every error, we need to understand what we need to do. Okay. So 1909, I don't think it is relevant for you to practice as of now. Straight away practice on 2022 version, migrate your data GL account. Make sure you are able to create a GL account using LSMW, no exception to it. You are also able to create a GL account using migrate your data, no exception, right? Because now in every project, whether it is your rollout implementation, you will be working on S4 HANA versions only. If you are familiar with this, you will be more confident, okay, and your work will become more easier. Apart from all these things, everybody will expect you to have good understanding, knowledge on these areas. You cannot say I do not know how to use LSMW, I do not know how to use LTMC or migrate your data. Strictly no is not expected from you when you are in any project if you are telling you are an experienced FICO consultant. Clear? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Sir, can you means mention here Excel sheet that how we means step by step means where we have to go, which option I have to click. If you mention here, as you mentioned in LSMW, like that in LTMC and migrate data, if you
This I
mention
want
here.
I want you to explore this and I want you to come back to me with all your errors, issues that you're facing.
Okay, mean
So that is why I'm
practically,
not
right? We have to
writing the
check.
steps. Yeah, you have to do it practically because this is something that cannot be understood theoretically. You have to be on the screen to understand the concept. That is why I'm not writing the steps. I will write the steps later on, but not at the beginning. I don't want
Oh,
you to do this based on the steps that I am giving. I want you to do this based on your own understanding. Look at the
under.
recording, go through the steps, and then do it. Automatically, you will be able to do it.
Okay. And one more thing,
Okay.
sir, we are not using 1909 version. So how it is possible to use the LTMC and data upload means can we?
That is as of now not relevant. Later on, I will give 1909 few IDs. But now, for now, it is not relevant, not required.
But as of now, we are testing only 2022 and in migrated data version, right? Not LTMC,
Correct. Not
only
LTMC.
migrated data.
Right.
LSMW and LTM migrated data, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Kurva.
Sir, when coming to T codes in LSMW, you are using FH01. So I went some SAP blocks. So there is a in S4HANA changes. Okay. So old
Okay.
functionality, new functionality. So in for going table also you are maintaining SA16N, so they started H, right? So which one is correct when it comes to remember all the T codes? So I know some old T code also working, so it will redirect into S4HANA, but still you are
No,
using
you can use
and
anyone. You can use
hmm,
SA16 and whatever you are comfortable with. Whether you use
okay,
old one or you use the new one, you will get the same data. You're not going to get any new data. It will be the same data. It is based on your comfort. Whatever you feel comfort, convenient, accordingly you proceed.
okay. And
Okay.
coming to today's session in 1909, so we have selected for migration approach as a file. So there is in below also staging table is there. So what is the difference as for HANA that staging table in 1909? Is there any difference?
That we don't use it. Though that functionality is there, we don't use it. That is normally used when you're migrating within from one version to another version likewise, because we are uploading.
I,
Yeah,
yeah, no, there is a file we are downloading and we are putting. So here also we are downloading and uploading. So, but here we have means SAP has given as a staging table level. So it's not a file.
correct.
So what is the main difference? So the changes
It's
happen,
only
right?
the
So
terminology changes, otherwise the functionality is the same.
okay,
Okay, it's only the terminology changes and all, but from the functionality point of view, there you need to go with the file. In this migrate your data, you have to go with the staging table. The other option will be used when you are transferring data from the previous S4 HANA system to this S4 HANA system, like 19009 to 2021. If you want to transfer the data, then you will use the other option.
okay,
Okay, here we are not transferring data from any other system through remote connection and all. You are loading the data manually, right?
hmm.
So that is why you have to use direct table update.
So if I select in 1909 staging tables, so it will give same as in S4 or different screen will appear.
That we have not used. At least I have not used that staging table.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. Next, Abhi.
Sir, if you have putting experience on LSMW, LTMC, and we are using, if the interviewer asks which version you will take, you are working. So if you 10, 2020 or 2021, it will be wrong, sir.
If you are talking about S, now you have to be conscious about which version you are talking about. For example, if you're talking about, let's say, S4 HANA implementation you worked on. Now,
Correct, sir.
again, within S4 HANA implementation, you have to be particular about the version. If you say that you are working on S4 HANA implementation or S4 HANA project until 1909, you can use LSMW and you can use LTMC. And again, you have to mention for most of the things LTMC, not LSMW. If your project is S4 HANA, you will not be migrating data using LSMW, because LTMC has got a predefined standard GL migration object, correct?
Correct, sir.
You have to strictly tell you migrated the data using LTMC, not LSMW. You will go with LSMW for the object where there is no LTMC object. If GL upload or if the GL creation is not available in LTMC, you will go with LSMW. For example, you created around 1000 GL accounts using LTMC. Okay.
Okay.
Out of 1000 GL account creation, after creating GL account, you realized around 200 GL accounts your client has given sort key incorrectly. For around 200 GL account, some information is given incorrectly. Later on, they said, please update the GL master like this. For this 200 or n number of GL account modifications, there is no LTMC for it. LTMC is only for creation. If you wanted to modify, you will create a LSMW for GL modification.
Sir, we can use mass functionality, correct, sir?
Mass functionality, you will put same value for multiple records. When you use mass, what mass will do? If you put A will be replaced in 200 GL accounts. But I want 200 GL accounts to have 200 unique records. A, B, A1, A2, A3 like A200. So mass will not do it.
That time LTMC it will not work, sir.
LTMC is not used for changes. LTMC is used only for creations.
Okay.
Changes, you will always go with LSMW even in S4HANA project.
Okay, sir, if you are putting experience 2020 version onwards, so we must put data migration activity, sir.
It is
Experience
mandatory.
and data
If you say,
migration, right?
if you talk about any implementation project, data migration is mandatory, because without data migration, no project will go live.
Okay,
Okay, it's a mandatory point.
okay. Sir, what I'm asking, we need to put LSMW, LTMC, and migrate your data. We need to put all three, correct, sir?
Migrate your data will come into picture if you are mentioning S4 HANA versions 2020 onwards.
Okay, sir. In market, we are clients are using 2020 version, sir. 2022.
Some clients are using 2022, but most of the clients are on 1909 majority,
Okay,
because
so
that is
for that we
more
may
stabilized version.
okay, for that we may tell LTMC is the better, sir, instead of migrate your data, correct, sir?
Correct. You can tell one client you worked on 1909 version, you can tell another client you worked on 2020 or 2021 version. But nobody will go to that level, what is your version and all. But in case if somebody is putting a question, what is your version, you have to be prepared for it.
Okay. Recently, one of my friend faced that one issue, sir. What are the errors you faced in while preparing data into LTMC, sir? We may get which type of errors, sir?
Error is like, let's say, as I said, errors may be in your file. I have given some information in the file which is not available in SAP,
Okay.
or data is correct in my Excel sheet but configuration is wrong in my SAP.
Okay.
Okay, so these errors I will create in the upcoming sessions. I'll upload the file with wrong information. Then I will show how we will receive the error and how do we solve the error.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
configuration related error we will put. At the same time, configuration everything is fine, but in the file we will give wrong information sometimes. Both are possible. Data is incorrect in the upload file or data is incorrect in your SAP.
Okay. Sir, no one will ask about migrate your data tool, right, sir? Now, right now, if you go for interview,
They will ask, it is
there
valid from
is a chance.
2020 onwards, right?
Okay, there is a chance also.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not something valid only in 2022. This is valid from 2020 version. Now you have 2020, 2021, 2022. This is the third version where this migrate your data is applicable.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, they only need your understanding and whether you are able to work on it or not. Nothing beyond that.
Sure, sure, sir.
Okay, if you are able to tell the same steps that we have seen now, nobody will put any cross questions.
Correct, sir.
Okay, because most of the people will not answer these questions, will not even tell this. So when you're telling that you migrated, this is how you will migrate, you need to go to the screen, download, upload and all the sequence. Later on, when we upload the next cost center, profit center, then I will list out, because by that time all of you would have seen the screen several times. Whatever the steps I write at that time will be more easier for you to understand.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, yeah,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
yes,
Ajay
next.
sir, Uh, Ajay sir, I have small two doubts. In LSMW, LTMC, and migrated data, can we get any backup for future reference? Means today we have configured LTMC and migrated data. Today is 18 September. Like after 2 months or 3 months, if we need to check that before 2 months, 3 months, what we have configured and what basis, then how many GL account we have uploaded, then can we get some backup in that case in LTMC
No,
or
backup
migrated
is
data?
something
Uh,
that is to be kept by the consultant. Let's say if I am the consultant who uploaded a GL, if I am
okay.
the consultant who uploaded the GL, now I am uploading a file.
Yes, sir.
Now I need to prepare this file. I need to put this file in one of the share folders. In every project, there is something called share folder. Now this is
Okay.
used during your implementation project. In the
Hmm.
implementation project, you will create a share folder wherein the access will be given to the client. What your
Okay.
client will do, he will prepare the file and then he will place the file in the respective share folder. From there, you are going to prepare a specific folders, project documentation folder. In that, you will create a folder called data migration.
Okay.
In that data migration, one folder will be used for upload template,
Acha,
which
upload
is
template. Okay.
given,
Hmm.
to the client, raw template.
Means you are talking
And
about XML format and XLS format, right? That
yes, correct.
okay.
So one
Client
folder
will
you
fill.
update,
Yeah. Okay.
hold on, one
Yes.
folder you will put all the files that you have shared to your client, raw files without any data or with one sample record. After
Sample
that,
record.
your client is going to provide you all the information, correct? Whatever is updated by their side.
Yes, sir. Client will
That
provide me.
file, yeah, that file you will put it in another folder, data received from client, something like that. And then you will create another folder called uploaded files. Because tomorrow when somebody is telling, if your client is telling that, no, I did not give this data, in the same file, if you are modifying, how will you know that what is given by client, what is modified by you? If there are changes made in the same file, it is very difficult. It is not possible to trace, right?
Right, sir.
So that is why you will take the email and then you will put it in the documentation, so that tomorrow if something is wrong, they say that no, this data is uploaded wrong, this is not correct, you will show them, see, this is what you have given, the same thing we have uploaded. If it is wrong, no worries, we will rectify it. Please let me know what information to be corrected, so that it will not be considered as your mistake. This is considered as wrong information or wrong data is given by the client. Now they are requesting for a change.
Okay.
Okay.
Means we are
So,
giving
so
understand. That means we are giving client one sample data, and based on the sample data, client will fill up all the details manually, one by one. Like if there is 200,
Correct.
2000, 5000 GL, client will fill up all the data manually, one by one. But it will take some time, right?
Correct.
Not in one day matter. Some matters.
Yeah, they'll
so
take time. It's
these
not
are
that today I will give and then they will give back to immediately. They will take time.
Take time, right? Okay.
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 so these activities we need to do in each box, right, sir? Development, quality, production.
Not in development. We will be doing it in quality and production. Whatever the data that you receive from the client, you will validate the data. You will upload it in quality first to make sure the data is correct. Once you feel that everything is created correctly, everything is getting processed properly, after that, at the time of implementation, you will create another client called mock or pre-production client. Okay,
Okay.
there is a client called mock, or there is another client called pre-production server. You will be uploading the data in pre-production first. From the pre-production system, whatever the data is uploaded, you will download and you will share it with the client. Your client will review it. They will say that yes, data is created properly. Only once you get the data confirmation on the test system, you are going to upload the same file in the production system. but not directly in
Okay,
the production. Never you will upload in
sir,
production directly.
sir. But in nowadays, for master data, so many clients having separate systems like master data, all development, quality, and production, and regular. Uh,
That is not during the implementation, that is after the implementation. After implementation, what we will do, we will do the client copy. Whatever the data is there in production system will be copied to quality system, will be copied to development system. So that's a different activity, will be performed by basis consultant.
Oh, okay, sir. No, sir. My question is nowadays, uh, S4 like S4 system, there is a separate master data system. Those systems are only for master data purposes. They maintain like config baseline configurations and then customer vendor and asset master data purpose. Is there any specific reasons they?
No, no specific reason. There will be no system like that. They may be only copying in that, because your masters will be created on a daily basis as and when there is a change.
I saw
It's
one
not
client,
that.
sir. What they are doing now, they'll create a master data in separate systems, and they'll post all transactions in separate systems. Uh, yes,
So whatever the system that they are using for master data, in that they are not posting the transaction, is it?
yes, sir. Yeah, but there are a regular system there. They have both master data and transactional data, but they have separate system. There they only have these master data and all company code related configurations.
So maybe what they will do, they will create the master data there, and then they will interface data from that system to the target system, to your quality
Exactly,
production
sir.
and all.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that is what they are doing.
Yes, that is possible way. That is only to make sure that master data is created by single source, which means not everybody will create. Whoever creates the master data, they will have certain approval metrics. Like data has to come from these channels, it will be validated and then created. They do not want to have any inconsistency between the system. They'll create data at a centralized system. From that system, they will push the data to the target system, like your development, quality, production. It will get interfaced to the target system on real-time basis. The moment you save it, it will get reflected in the target system immediately or within some few minutes, based on the schedulings that they have done in the backend.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, regarding to retained earnings account, you are about to tell something.
Retained earnings account. Okay.
You wanted to show me on system yesterday. You told me that. You know,
Yeah. Here, if you see, you are able to see these accounts. Let's say if I try to create a PNL account, let me take any one PNL account. I'll say direct expenses, or let's say I'll create salaries 4430. So when I
okay,
click
sir.
on create 4430 I am selecting non-operating and I am selecting 4430 here. Do you find any option to select PNL account type like X or Y?
I
Is there
mean
any option to
secondary.
select?
I
No,
mean
no, no.
secondary
PNL
and
statement type. When I say PNL statement type, if I go to OB53,
okay, okay. Yes, sir.
now here I have given two options. Like one statement type is given. PNL statement account type is X. Do you find any option to select PNL statement type this particular field? No, right?
No, sir.
Now
If
I'll
you
put
add
Y here.
two, yes, sir. Got it.
I'll put Y. I'll put 1. Okay. Now let me save it. Now what I'll do, I'll just
Come back.
reopen another screen.
Okay.
I'll click on create. Let's say 1. The moment I see, you will find an option here, detailed control for P&L statement accounts.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is enabled only if you maintain two retained earning account type, X and Y.
More
If it
than
is
one.
only one, more than one. If it is only one, by default that is assigned to all your P&L account. If you put
Okay.
more than one, you need to manually select whether
Here, X or
that
Y.
particular GL account is to be considered for calculating profit in this retained earning or in this retained earning. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, Ajay sir.
Yeah.
So, when you uploading from the file level, so if I want to enhancement any mass modification from the file itself, is there any option? Once uploading file done.
After uploading the file,
Yeah,
after uploading the file, you mean to say data is created and then you want to change the data.
yeah. Change something description level, something somewhere it is
LSMW.
with LSNW. Okay,
Either
not from the
LSMW or
migrate.
mass.
Mm.
No, because migration is only used for creation. When you try to put it again, it will throw an error stating this account is already exist, because it is going in the creation mode, not in the change mode. For changes,
Okay.
corrections, either LSMW or mass transaction.
Okay.
So batch data communication also we can use, right?
Yes, but normally we don't use it unless your data is very huge. We don't use it.
Yeah, it's like 5,000 plus.
Correct,
LSM
correct.
is
If your data is limited and all, then you will work on LSMW. Otherwise, you will use BDCs and all. Standard BAPIs or BDCs we will use. But majoritarily, our requirement can be met with LSMW itself. Because if you want any other thing, you need to involve the technical consultant for writing a program and all.
okay. So
Okay, so wherever it can be achieved from our side based on LSMW and all, and if it is a one-time activity, it is not recommended that you develop a program and all for it, because it's an additional effort for the technical consultant also to do it, to work on it. If it's a regular activity which can be used post your project also, then we will go for it. Otherwise, we don't use it. LSMW will meet our requirement.
Sir, for unit testing client, do we also upload the data, master data, or is it only in the quality and production systems?
When you say unit testing, you mean to say the LSMW unit
Development,
testing, LTMC unit testing?
yes, LTMC or LSMW. So if you have to do unit testing after configurations, do we upload the data for testing or do we create it manually?
We create manually only. We don't upload it, because for testing we will be creating limited data, like whatever is required. Only
Okay,
those many records we will be creating. We don't upload it because the uploaded data will come to us after UAT. Before
okay,
our project goes live, at that stage you will receive the data. Before that, we don't receive the data.
okay. For UAT also, we will have to create it manually in quality.
Yeah, manually only. If you have, because you don't need so many records. If you have so many record, you can create through upload also, but that is not the live data, accurate data.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sir, LSMW is used for migration of data and for changes or amendment. And in
Correct. For both.
LTMC, Okay, and when you use LTMC, it is only for migration, and for making any changes, we'll be using LSMW, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, sir, I have written in question.
Yeah.
Uh, Day before yesterday, what happened? Our finance control manager, they are trying to balance carry forward because they have made some changes in the last year, certain period they want to make it. So what I did, I go to the transaction code FAGLD GVTR. Then I selected all of the processing option, especially for the account processing intervals. When I check
Okay.
it and execute, but the data is not transferred. Later on, our senior consultant, they check it and he asked me that no, you should not check it the check mark account process intervals. So I did not get this idea why this one, because the first time we have run it when the beginning of the year when the audit finished, that time we have selected this one and that time all the balance correctly carry forwarded. But this time I don't know what happened, not transferred this one. When you make this check mark, then we run the balance carry forward, it is run all the balance carry forward correctly.
Here you mean to say in which version it is?
This is ECC, sir. ECC.
You did it in ECC.
Yes.
Not sure. Okay. I don't think that ECC. I'll show that in tomorrow's session. Just remind me at the end. I'll show that.
Sure. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to get that ID enabled in ECC so that I can show it, so that others also will understand what exactly it is.
Sure. No problem.
Okay, all right, fine then. So practice this LSMW and migrate your data for GL account. Create only one GL account first, which is fine. If you are able to create the one GL account, fine. Then you create 2-3 GL accounts. In short, one asset account, one liability account, one income account, one expense account. Create 4 category of GL accounts and then try to upload the file. Make sure there are no errors. If you get any error, make a note of the error and put that screenshot in the group. Either I'll respond or somebody who has already resolved similar error will tell you what needs to be done, why we are getting these errors. Okay, fine then. So practice this. Tomorrow we will connect at the same time with the different master data creation. Tomorrow we will be creating profit centers and cost centers. Okay.
Ajay, can you